So golfers have been misinformed for years. They've set up to the golf ball the wrong way. Let me explain to you exactly what you need to do to hit great golf shots from now on. So when we hit a golf shot, to hit a straight shot, we actually have to get the collision with the golf ball with the club face pointing to the right for a right-handed golfer. It has to be open. The ball then sticks to the club face for about 3 thousandths of a second with an iron shot. So during that journey, the club face should be rotating on a closing fashion, ideally, and that means then the ball will be released in a straight off direction. Now, if that club face hits the ball with a square club face, 90 degrees to our target, and the club face rotates, obviously the ball will get released starting left. Now, obviously, if the face is opening instead of closing, which is what we don't want anyway, then obviously that will make the face more open at contact and make the ball go to the right. But the key thing is, to hit a straight shot, the club face should be open at the point of collision and then square at the point of release, which is about 3 thousandths of a second later. So there's a couple of ways in which we can combat that. But also I want you to factor into this your current ball flight. If you hit the ball, in a direction that you're happy with, obviously don't change a thing. If you hit the ball that starts left too much, then starting the club face more open is going to help you. If the ball's curving left to right, then obviously it's not going to help you. If the ball flight is curving too much right to left, this is going to be gold for you. So let's go through it. So the first suggestion would be actually to set with the golf club a couple of degrees open at address. And in doing that, then you're presetting the amount the club face is going to rotate through that collision area. Also, conceptually, just starting to understand that we need to hit the ball with an open club face to hit a straight shot. Ideally, we want to be hitting the inside part of the golf ball with a slightly open club face at the point of contact. And then the club will be traveling on the arc, so it'll be rotating and closing, so we get then the ball to release in a straight direction with no curvature, ideally. Some curvature is obviously absolutely fine, but we're trying to reduce the amount of curvature we have, and we're trying to be as accurate as we can. So I'd set up completely square, then I'd rotate the club face just a couple of degrees, nothing too crazy, then take your grip as you would do normally, and I'd hit shots from that position. And that one, pretty damn straight. Could have struck it a little better, but very, very straight ball flight. So that's method one, just really adjusting the setup. So instead of setting up with the club face, what you feel is 90 degrees to your target, having it just 92 degrees basically offset to the right for a right-handed golfer. The second way could be using just some tools. So if I put an alignment rod down here and get that what I feel is at 90 degrees to my intended target. So it probably needs just to go a couple more degrees that way. So back edge of the ball, 90 degrees from intended target, that's pretty good there. So that's what we class as a square position. Then what I can do then is just put a T-peg just a few degrees off to the right. Not a lot, but what we can then start to do is start to practice setting up and getting the club face square if we want to, or slightly open. But when we come back into that delivery position, I'm practicing trying to get the white line on the club, in my case here, to be more in line with the T-peg and hitting the inside part of the ball, the inside quadrant of the golf ball. I'm then rehearsing that feeling and movement. Obviously, I've got my hands ahead. My hands ahead will make that club face open too. So again, if we're the kind of golfer that has lots of shaft lean but not lots of forearm rotation, and again, I've done a video recently about rotating the arms. I'll post it up here so you can see it if you want to watch that. But that's about releasing the arms, not the hands. So again, if the arms are releasing, that helps keep that club face then motivated to rotate through the ball the correct way without throwing the club and scooping it and getting that excessive lever release almost through the ball. But yeah, we're looking to rehearse that inside angle, matching up the T-peg, and ideally then releasing the arms through the ball with that slight bit of shaft lean to present a lower lofted club and that ball and turf contact. So rehearse it a few times, then we go to the golf ball. We know exactly what we're trying to produce. That one there, fraction of a little draw. Started just right. Again, I'm encouraging myself to hit it from the inside by hitting that inside quarter. But as golf shots go, really, really happy with that.